You walk into a glass office tower at 8:59 a.m. polished marble floors. Quiet elevators, people in perfect suits moving like clockwork. You think you're here for a normal corporate interview. Marketing intelligence analyst. A respectable title, good salary, fast career path, maybe even stock options one day. The receptionist smiles and guides you to a private conference room. Inside, one man waits, mid-50s. Calm posture, perfectly tailored suit. He doesn't introduce himself. He simply slides a folder across the table. 3 employee profiles stare back at you. 3 people who already work inside the company. Then he asks a question that feels completely out of place. You think it's a strange psychological test. Maybe some kind of leadership evaluation. But the man watches your reaction carefully. Every hesitation, every micro-expression. Because this interview isn't about your resume. It's about something much darker. You came here looking for a career. But what they're really hiring is a corporate intelligence operative. And if you accept the job, you'll spend the next decade learning how powerful companies quietly destroy their enemies. Level 1. The analyst intern. Your first months feel normal. Mostly spreadsheets, market reports, competitor analysis. You track quarterly earnings calls, study financial disclosures, analyze production forecasts. Every large company runs competitive intelligence teams. It's perfectly legal. Businesses constantly monitor their rivals. They analyze marketing strategies, study supply chains, track industry trends. On the surface, that's exactly what you're doing. But your supervisor asks strange questions. Not general ones, specific ones. He wants weaknesses, where competitors rely on single suppliers. Which executives are under pressure from shareholders? Which divisions inside the company are struggling? At first you think it's just strategy research. But the questions get sharper, more targeted. Soon you're building internal maps of entire corporations, leadership hierarchies, department rivalries, financial vulnerabilities. You begin to realize something. You aren't studying companies. You're studying how they might collapse. And someone above you is collecting that information for a reason. But you're still too junior to see the full picture. For now, you're just gathering pieces. Soon you'll learn what happens when those pieces come together. Level 2. The information gatherer. After 6 months, your role changes. You start attending industry events, trade conferences, corporate networking dinners, technology expos. Your badge still says analyst, but your real job is listening. You introduce yourself casually, ask friendly questions. Engineers love talking about projects after a few drinks. Managers complain about internal delays. Executives brag about future product launches. And every small detail matters. Because information is the most valuable currency in corporate warfare. Real corporations have done this for decades. Competitive intelligence departments gather public insights constantly, sometimes legally, sometimes in ways that live in a gray area. You learn how easily information slips out. A casual conversation reveals supply chain problems. A careless comment exposes a delayed product. A frustrated employee hints at internal conflicts. None of it seems dangerous on its own. But when your division collects hundreds of these details, patterns begin to appear. And those patterns reveal opportunities, weaknesses, moments when a competitor might stumble. You submit your reports every week. And someone higher in the company studies them carefully. But eventually, observation isn't enough. They want something deeper, something closer. And that's when they move you into digital intelligence. Level 3. The Digital Observer. Your office changes. Less sunlight, more screens. Your new job focuses entirely on data. Open source intelligence. Every digital footprint companies leave behind. You monitor employees' social media, LinkedIn promotions, patent filings, job postings, public procurement records. These small signals reveal massive secrets. For example, if a company suddenly hires dozens of battery engineers, They might be developing a new electric vehicle. If cybersecurity positions spike overnight, they may have suffered a recent breach. Intelligence analysts call these signals OSINT, open source intelligence. Governments use it constantly, but corporations have learned the same techniques, and your division uses them aggressively. You map entire organizations, executives, department heads, research teams, financial pressures. You identify which projects matter most, which failures would hurt the company deeply. And suddenly your reports start influencing real corporate decisions. Your company launches a competing product at the exact right moment, or suddenly undercuts a rival contract. The timing always feels perfect, because someone above you is using your intelligence to make surgical moves. And you're starting to see how powerful that information really is. But now they want you even closer to the people you're studying. Level 4, the Corporate Scout. You begin traveling. Your role shifts from analyst to representative. Strategic partnership meetings, joint ventures, vendor negotiations. Your company sends you to observe the competition directly. But officially, you're just there to build relationships. You shake hands, exchange business cards, attend long corporate dinners, smile during presentations. But your real mission happens quietly. You watch. You listen. You notice which executives disagree with each other, which departments blame one another for delays, which suppliers feel underpaid or frustrated. Corporate intelligence divisions often rely on these insights. Not stolen documents, not illegal hacks, just carefully collected human behavior. Because every large organization eventually reveals its weaknesses through people. You start recognizing pressure points. Rival executives competing internally. Financial deadlines approaching. Investors demanding results. And every weakness becomes a potential strategic opportunity. Your company doesn't attack immediately. They wait. Then move at the perfect moment. A new product launch. A surprise acquisition. A sudden contract offer to a competitor's key supplier. From the outside, it looks like brilliant strategy. But you know the truth. The battlefield was mapped months earlier. By you. But power inside corporations works differently than you expected. Because eventually, your targets stop being competitors. They become your own co-workers. Level 5, the Internal Evaluator. Your division assigns you a new responsibility. Internal analysis. At first you assume it's an HR audit, performance reviews, leadership evaluations. But it quickly becomes clear this is something else. You build profiles on employees inside your own company, their ambitions, their loyalties, their financial pressures, who wants promotions, who might leak information, who might betray the company for personal gain. Many large corporations run insider threat programs. They're designed to prevent corporate espionage. But your division uses the same techniques for a different purpose. Control. Your reports influence promotion decisions, hiring choices, executive appointments. Sometimes careers quietly disappear based on your analysis. Not because someone failed, but because they became a risk, a potential rival, or a person who might ask too many questions. You start realizing something uncomfortable. Your intelligence division doesn't just study threats. It shapes the entire organization, and you're becoming one of the people who decides who rises and who vanishes. Level 6, the Strategic Operator. Now you attend meetings you never expected. Boardroom strategy sessions, executive planning discussions, multi-billion-dollar decisions. The company is preparing for a major corporate battle, a hostile acquisition. These events happen in the real business world. Companies secretly gather intelligence before attempting takeovers, studying shareholders, analyzing vulnerabilities, preparing pressure campaigns. Your division provides the information. You prepare dossiers, competitor debt structures, executive scandals buried in old legal filings, supplier dependencies that could disrupt production. Your work helps executives decide exactly when to move, When your company launches its takeover attempt, the target company collapses faster than expected. Investors panic. Suppliers hesitate. Internal leadership begins fighting. From the outside, it looks like aggressive strategy. But you know what actually happened? The battlefield was prepared long before the attack, and you helped design it. But now the company faces a different kind of threat. Public attention, investigations, journalists asking difficult questions. And that's when your division sends in its most trusted people. Fixers. Level 7, the corporate fixer. A crisis hits the company. An internal leak. Documents reaching journalists. Rumors spreading across financial media. Stock prices react instantly. Panic spreads inside the executive offices. But your division stays calm. This is exactly what you were trained for. You coordinate response teams, corporate lawyers, crisis management consultants, public relations strategists. In the real world, entire firms specialize in reputation control. They manage scandals, control narratives, redirect public attention. You guide every step. Legal statements, strategic press leaks, media distractions. Within days, the story changes. Journalists lose interest. The investigation slows. The company survives. And executives remember who handled the situation. You. Which brings you to the highest level of corporate intelligence. The level where information becomes real power. Level 8, the executive manipulator. Years later, you sit inside a quiet corner office. Glass walls overlooking the city. The same kind of office where your interview happened. But now you're not the candidate. You're the one running the intelligence division. Every report flows through your desk. Competitor analysis. Internal security assessments. Strategic vulnerability reports. You know which companies are fragile, which executives are desperate, which markets will collapse next. When your corporation launches a new strategy, the world sees brilliant leadership, bold vision, perfect timing. But you know the truth. The outcome was predicted months earlier because your division mapped every weakness in advance. You no longer chase information. You control the system that collects it. And systems like this don't disappear. They keep expanding, recruiting, watching, analyzing. Because somewhere right now, another candidate is walking into a glass office tower, sitting down for an interview. A folder slides across the table. 3 employee profiles stare back. Then someone asks a quiet question.